The biggest difference between Next Steps and other employment agencies is that we believe that in order to be the best employee, you have to have a lot of things set up in the rest of your life. And we're able to help with those things. We're able to help people get bank accounts and get ID if they need to. We're able to look at transportation. We're able to look at job clothing if they need job clothing. We're able to do a bunch of other things where in my previous job at Work BC, I wasn't able to do as easily. So one of the things we realized at Next Steps is that the amount of women coming through our doors was really low, and we initially had no idea why. We tried several things trying to get more women into the co-ed program, and we weren't having very much success. We then tried to figure out what everybody that comes into Next Steps shares. Everybody that comes through our door is a survivor of trauma in some way, shape, or form. And unfortunately for women, most of that trauma comes at the hands of men. So the act of coming through our doors and sitting in an intimate group with a bunch of men was really difficult for some people, and it was a big deterrent. So we created Women in Progress. The goal is the same, to find employment or meaningful volunteer work at the end, but the way we get there is a bit different, and it's focused on what women need and what women want. Something that I think is really important to know is that this is my second career. I've worked in employment services now for 8 years. Before that, I was a journalist. I thought that I was going to be a journalist until I died. But the newspaper I worked at had different ideas. And so when I came out of being a reporter, I really had to learn about what my transferable skills are. And that's something that I talk about the women with so much, is that what are your transferable skills? Were you a stay-at-home mom and you don't think that you have skills? It's very easy for me to point out that all the women that come through our door have so many skills, and most of them they're not even aware of. So one of the biggest successes that we had was a woman that came in whose name was Amy. She had gone through an accident about 6 months before coming through our doors, where a propane tank had exploded in her car while she was asleep, and it had burned her and her partner over, a large percentage of their body. Her hands were the ones that were the worst damaged, and she really, really wanted to get back to work. So with our help, she applied at Elections Canada, and she became one of the supervisors for the polling stations. And that's the other thing at Next Steps that we do, is that once someone gets into work, we continue to support them. If they need, more sort of intense support with us helping them with disagreements between them and an employer, we do that. Or if it's just a check-in to make sure that everything's okay, we're also doing that. We don't have any timelines. Most of the people that come through our doors are very aware of what their limitations are. They have probably been on disability for most of their adult lives, and they are very acutely aware of what they can and cannot do. So when someone says that they want to work in a kitchen as a dishwasher, that doesn't mean that they want to necessarily work in a kitchen as a dishwasher for 6 months and then move into kitchen prep. It means that they want to be a dishwasher. It's what they love doing. It's what they get a lot of satisfaction out of. And so I always encourage employers that if you can have patience and hang on for people to get over that initial learning curve, and that curve is steeper for the people that go to Next Steps, you will likely have an employee for life. Because once they get the skills, once they understand the culture of the work environment, they're going to be there forever. So if you're someone that's female, or you identify as female, and you're looking for work and you're really struggling with finding employment, I encourage you to come to Next Steps and talk with myself or with Megan. We work really hard on having very few barriers for people participating in the program. It's okay if you're homeless. It's okay if you're living with substance abuse. It's okay if you have some mental health challenges. we can help you address all of those things and help you find meaningful work or meaningful volunteer work.